Okay, so this is now video for step 4. We're going to conduct georeferencing of this 1958 historical imagery to modern imagery near Utah Valley University. So I'm going to basically what we need to do is look at the image that we have that we can reference to and find points there that we can see in that original image. And I've been doing this so for thinking about this for a little bit, so it might take you a bit more, but I know that in this image, this historical image, these street grids are the same ones that exist today. So I know that this street right here exists on the map, as does this one, etc. So this is 800 West. This is 400 West. This is Main Street. This is 800 South, and this is 1200 South. And so these street grids can be really helpful for our georeferencing. We'll also see that some of the houses and streets, even though there aren't many here, do exist in this neighborhood today. Those can be used. And there's even railroad tracks as well. But much of this area in the 1950s, you can see, is orchards and farmland. So there's going to be a lot of challenges with georeferencing away from the streets in terms of finding coordinate system or control points to match up this imagery. But to begin the georeferencing, all you do is simply you're zoomed to this map that you want to reference. You click on imagery, and then there's this tool right here on the left side, which is called georeference under the imagery tab. That's what we want to use. So that brings up this georeferencing panel. And basically all we want to do is add control points and begin tying them to today's imagery to then bring this to the correct area. And so I know that, we're at 800 South and 400 West right here. And I'm just going to click right in the center of this intersection. And then I'm going to go back to map, and I'm going to back up a couple of views. And here is 800 South, and there's 400 West. It's going to click right in the center there. And now you can see the little postage stamp of this historical air photo has appeared there. And so it's brought it in. It is roughly that pixels in the correct spot in space. But because we only have one control point, it doesn't know what its scale is. So the next control point will give it scale. So if we zoom back in, and then we go to the next street intersection, say, which would be down here, and try to go in the center again, and then I zoom out now, that is then down here, which is interesting because this is a roundabout, but I'm just going to choose the center of that roundabout. Now, suddenly, the image is pretty good, right? If we turn it off and on, we can see it's not doing too bad. But we're going to see it's not perfect. So right now we have 2 control points. We have no RMS error. Everything is fit perfectly. And the reason for that is, if we were to look at our control point table, you can always stretch 2 points linearly and fit them exactly right. As we start to add 3 and 4 out of line, there'll have to be some trade-off, and we'll start to get this residual error to show up. And so I'm going to zoom into another part of the map. And I'm going to turn the imagery off and on now. And instead of using the center of the street corner, maybe I'll use the edge where the sidewalk is. Turn this off, and we can say, oh, it's not quite right, is it? So let me move it over there. Okay, still no residual in this because it's just a first order polynomial fit. And now that one is in the right spot. Oh, look, there's another road right here. Could provide a good intersection framework. Why don't we use that? Always click first on the old unreferenced image. Wow, that looks too good already. Say it's a little off. But now I have some residual. The residuals are positive and negative. The units are in meters, so we're fitting this to tens of centimeters at this point. So very good for the control points. And so you want to get as many good control points as you can across your image. You don't want them to all be in one area because that, if we start to introduce like a higher order fit, which we can't yet because we don't have too much going on, then it's going to stretch this though when we can, and we need well-distributed control points to make that be a positive thing for the fit. So if we go up here to this intersection, it might not be as good. So in this case, I'm gonna choose this center line of the edge of this road and the center of that road. That would be about here. Okay, I'll turn it back on. So we had to do a little bit of a stretch to get that into the right spot, which makes sense. Let's go to this intersection, see how we're doing there. Okay. I'm gonna do the center of this intersection. See, look at that. It's not quite lining up now. We have some residuals. And the whole reason this isn't going to line up perfectly is the image is not flat. Image is using a lens to be taken, a camera lens. And so there's distortion based on the shape of the camera lens. And so we're trying to minimize that distortion through this georeferencing. Okay, so up here, I can't quite line up with the road. Oh, I guess I can. Do you see, look at the edge of, what is this, 400 south, I think? And it's this, yeah, 400 west. It's right there, that edge. So I'm going to use that. And that belongs up here. Okay, so I was able to add another control point there. So you just want to keep doing that, and you want to get them throughout the image. So I've done really good up in this corner, haven't done very good here or down here. I've got some more targets over here. I'll do the edge of this road again, the center of that. I'm a little off. Okay. So now I've got a control point there. We've got some other weird little things. If we look at our map, we can even see that some of these sidewalks coming off of the homes are still the same back then to today. How interesting. Some of them, not all of them. And so I could kind of, whoops, gotta be careful. Gotta start from here. I go from that corner, belongs over here. See, it's not fitting that perfectly anymore. So it's having a hard time to fit the points because it's stuck on this first order polynomial, which can only stretch in one order. If we add a second order, we can kind of bend the image in a different way. And so if we look now, it is an option to us to use second order. And if I do that, all of a sudden, all our residuals, which are now up to 8 meters, where our control points are not fitting by 8 meters from where we told them to be, because it's trying to minimize that um, the trade-offs of all the control points. But if I choose this second order polynomial, watch what happens. They go way down. And if we zoom to what we were just choosing, we'll now see that it was able to bend the image to pretty close to where it's supposed to be. Still not perfect. Yeah, and so second order polynomial, we've got 9 control points. I think you need 6 to get to second order. But if you only have 6, it's not going to be a good result because it's going to be very distorted in areas that we don't have control. So let's try to add some control over here. I can see a roadway right here that exists. Is there something that we can match up? Oh, wow. Not sure any of the original houses are there. Not clear that the original intersections are there. Here's maybe something. The stretch, but I think this land boundary here might be kind of a good marker along the road. Looks pretty good. Might belong right there. Okay, so now we got something down there. I wonder if we can get something over here. Looks like it. Okay, so we're able to control in that corner. Anything here? Oh, wow, better avoid that. So here's the railroad. These 2 railroad lines still come together today there. Not a lot to control by, though. I think I can see where this old road came through and crossed right here. So I'm going to use that point at the middle of that intersection between the road and the rail line. And it's pretty good. That's my control. And so, with some of these really old images, you don't get a lot. And there's some areas that you might not find any control. Look where the university is today. It was all agriculture, and you can't make any of that out. So no control points there. But in the end, we got 12 control points across the image. That's pretty good. And in the next video, we'll discuss briefly, why we might not want to go to a third order polynomial because it stretches, as you just saw there, where you don't have control. And even though the residuals are going to go down, it's not necessarily a better result where you don't have control points. And so you don't want to introduce weird biases where you don't have control. So we'll stop this video here. The next video is video 5, saving your georeferencing and saving metadata about your georeferencing.